Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call the Drainage District Board of Directors meeting to order. We will start with a roll call to establish quorum.
Good morning, David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Everardo Villarreal, Precinct 3.
Richard Cortez, County Judge. And I think we have Commissioner Torres on Zoom. That constitutes a quorum of 3. Would you please lead us in today's prayer?
Yes, sir. Heavenly Father, as we begin this meeting, we thank you for the blessings you have given us. Please guide us to use them responsibly. We pray for our judge and our commissioners. We pray for our district and county family and for all who serve our local communities. Bless us with your spirit of wisdom. We pray you inspire our thoughts and ideas and breathe life into our decisions. Bless us with courage and fill us with your grace to guide our hands so that our work honors the community we serve. We pray for compassion, that your love stirs hope within our hearts to serve the needs of others and to humbly serve you. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Judge, Commissioners, if I may, just real quickly, for those attending in the audience, I'd like to remind everyone, and for those new to the court, if there is a conversation to be had, I will respectfully request that you take the conversation outside of the courtroom. Please put your phone on silent or turn them off. And if there is a phone call that you need to make or take, I respectfully request that you take the phone call outside and then you can return back into the courtroom. Thank you.
Did anyone sign up for open forum?
No, sir.
Okay, then next item, we have the approval of the consent agenda.
Yes, sir. The items on consent have been reviewed by our office and are recommended for approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 5.
Is a discussion and update by HCDD1 as it relates to pending construction and projects. Just 2 quick updates to present on. We had a pre-construction meeting for the Mission McAllen Drain Phase 3 project on Monday, September 16th, and so that project is going to be kicked off. And then,
Hold on, let
Yes,
her
sir.
finish her conversation. Okay, go ahead.
and we are also advertising for the 2018 Bond Project 35 Phase 3A. And this is a new pump and gate structure at the IBWC floodway near South Bridge and Mile 4.5 West Road. It'll be on the agenda for today.
That's going out for bid right now?
It's proposed as unforbid. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Those are updates.
Thank you. Next item.
The next item is a presentation of the Hidalgo County Drainage District 1 Tax Collection Report given by Mr. Paul Villarreal.
Welcome, Paul.
Mayor, it's always good and honor. Commissioners, good to be here. I think they have the presentation. All right. Which is okay. Guess let's go
You
to.
know, Paul, you're the most important person in the county, right? You're the one that collects all the money.
It's an honor for me to do what I do for many years, making sure that there's enough money in the drainage counties and every entity. Thank you, Judge. The first Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 Annual Tax Report from July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. We have the current, delinquent, and rollback taxes, base amount, penalties, and attorney fees, total collected for 2023 through 2024. We collected in the tax office with my staff $61,877,744.25. Next page. This is just a breakdown of disbursements, attorney fees, commissions and costs, rendition penalties, current year refunds, and total disbursed of $61,877,744.25. The next page. This one is the recap of current tax collections. If you look at the current collections to date, right in the middle, for year 22-23, base amount was $52,319,141.66. On the left-hand side, for this year, we collected $57,967,418.04 base amount. So we collected $5,648,276 above last year's collection. So I think it was a great year. Last year's percentage was 94.64, and this year's 94.28. The other one, it's just the breakdown of the years. 2019, the percentage was 91.21, 2020, 95.11, 2021, 95.21, 2022, 94.64, and for 2023, 94.28. The next page, the next page is the delinquents report. So pretty much that summons our annual report for the drainage district. So pretty much that's it.
Okay. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for that very good explanation of where the drainage district is.
Thank you.
The next item, 6B, is a discussion of Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 budget for 2025 calendar year, presented by our Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Laura Briones.
Good morning, Judge
morning.
Commissioners. I think you have a copy of our proposed budget for 2025. I want to go over it briefly, hopefully, or if you have any questions, you can ask me or stop me. First of all, the second page, or the first page, where I'm going over our estimated fund balance for this year. It's estimated to be $20,293,542. If you look at the top number, which was what we ended up in 23 of 27 million, there's a big difference. But basically it's made up of open purchase orders, equipment that's ordered and lags and doesn't come in till the following year. And of course, well, mostly, let me go back. 1.8 is for the equipment, and 2.9 is for the open purchase orders from the prior years. And then we also have 3.4, which we have in reserve, that we have made from our Restore grant program. The Restore grant was for $7 million, although it's a lot of money to restore that Raymondville drain all the way to the Laguna Madre. We have come short. I think we had funding through this past May. We are in the process of requesting additional funding, but if that does not materialize, we have this fund balance to continue and finish that project.
So that's beyond the 7 million?
Yes.
So we're
In a,
encumbering 10 million?
um,
Because we had 7 and
we
you're
got
saying-
7 million, which lasted us through this past May. So right now, June, July, August, September, we are funding through the general fund through this purpose,
Through that 2.5
through this means.
or 3.5? Okay, thank you.
In turning the page, we have the projected revenues. From our proposal from August 20th, our tax rate that we proposed is .1123. It is a decrease from last year's rate of 1600s. Excuse me, 1600s, not this point. Although it's a decrease in rate, it will still provide us with 7.93 increase in tax revenues. Below, and in addition to that, we have $3,060,000 in additional revenues that's mostly comprised of delinquent taxes, penalty and interest, and interest. So the 24 adopted budget was $26,000,009. And then we have been, or we're proposing the additional items below. The expansion of the maintenance and operations. We have new positions, let me see, which is on the next page. We have 2 5-man shredder crews to address the additional miles of ditches that we have to clean. And we're gonna have 850,000 in addition to our of last year's budget to purchase shredders and tractors for that mowing. So total, that equals 1.7 million. Salaries and fringes, the COLA and classification compensation plan is 817,000, and that includes a 5% increase. We had a savings of health insurance. The county was able to bring down the premium, so there's 153 savings. Our retirement will be costing 198,000, and that includes a 2% COLA for the retirees. That could be increased to 3% depending on what the county does. We're also proposing a longevity in our budget to increase the longevity rate. The first longevity rate was dated from 2007, and it's $60 a year for employees who have worked more than 5 years. We're proposing to double it to $120 a year, and that's at a cost of $73,000. For administration, the only increase we have, aside from, or that's maybe controllable, is gonna be for our software and hardware. The main expenditure we have for the software is gonna be for our GIS on all our vehicles and units. We have the Hidalgo County appraisal fees, which is increasing by 280. So that, we don't have that much of a say-so. And also we pay the county for the collection fees of the tax office. I don't have a number yet, but I had just estimated 50,000 additional from the previous year. In our maintenance and operations, we have insurance costs that have increased. With the addition of equipment, of course, we're gonna have equipment parts and maintenance for repair of 220, and fuel. So our projected budget for 2025 is $30,494,394. The following page identifies the new positions that we're having. In addition, we have some deleted positions, 2 regrades of our construction supervisors, reclassification of 2 administration employees, and 2 field supervisors. Page 4 is a list of the equipment that we're buying. Equipment and vehicles. And I will say, usually during the year, we will do an amendment for even more equipment, if we have, if it's possible. After that, page 5 is the 5-year trend of our estimated revenues and expenditures, and our estimated fund balance with variances.
When are you planning to borrow more money? Next year?
Actually, we are looking at maybe the end of this year
At
or
the end of
early,
this year.
or early next year.
How much were you thinking of doing?
Probably another amount of about 50 million.
Okay.
In debt service, it maintained it was less 300,000. So, yeah, all our money's gone. But are there any questions?
Anybody have any questions? Thank you very much. This was very,
Thank you so much.
very
you.
good, very well to explain it.
Just to clarify on that budget, we'll be voting on that budget next Tuesday as well, correct?
Yes, we'll have an open hearing and all the items will be.
Just so that the public knows that we'll be approving that. Thank you.
If I could add really quickly, just as a side note for the equipment and the personnel, with the projects that we have and with the amount of maintenance and shredding that we're doing for our ditches, we had approximately 601 miles of ditches last year, and this year that number is increasing to approximately 773 miles of drainage ditches. And also, we have approximately 1,100 acres of detention ponds, and with the bond projects that are coming forward, there's some additional ponds, so that is the rationale for the additional personnel and shredding equipment.
Thank you. Are you done with that item?
Yes, sir.
Judge, if I may, can we go back to item 5 real quick?
Sure.
And I just want to make so this is discussion update on, projects and pending construction. This last week, we had a chance to go up to Austin with the Drainage District, and we shared with the State Desalinization Conference our project on the Water Delta Reclamation Project. And we shared how we're using the ditch system, which is what you reminded me of. The more ditch system we have, the more capacity we have for bringing in water, where we're reclaiming that water and proposing it going through a reverse osmosis system. This has been a project we've been working on for many, many years. We've got a state award last year for its innovativeness and its green project status. I want to thank the Drainage District because their assistants and half associates in doing that presentation really opened up the eyes to a lot of people about how this particular project is helping create a new water resource, which is so critical for our area and really all the state of Texas. And since we're the first in the state of Texas to do something like this, it was really exciting to be able to present that. I just wanted to go back and say thank you to Raul and Jaime and our engineers of record for their assistance in getting that presentation done. So I apologize for going back, but I thought it was an important note to make. Thank you.
Oh, and I also want to thank you, congratulate you for your leadership, Commissioner, because it always takes, leadership to lead something as significant as this, so we thank you for that.
Thank you.
Next item.
All right. The next item?
Yes.
Is 6C, is requesting authority to exercise the 60-day grace period extension for sand and bedding material with Terra Firma Materials LLC, contract number CHCDD1 2204500920, under the same rates, terms, and conditions for the completion of the procurement process to award a new contract.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
6C2 is requesting authority to advertise an approval of the procurement packet for sand and bedding material RFB number HCDD1 240531009JS, including the re-advertisement of project if no bids are received or rejected and project is still required.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
6D is requesting approval to accept bid and approval to execute requirements agreement to the lowest and most responsive bidder, meeting specifications and/or requirements, Royal Concrete Products LLC, HCDD1 M&O Training Facility Site Improvements, purchase of Class A 3,000 PSI concrete with RFB number HCDD1 240480904JS, subject to final legal review.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
6E is requesting authority to advertise and approval of the procurement packet for RCP storm drain pipes and related items, RFB number HCDD1 240521009JS, including the re-advertisement of the project if no bids are received or rejected and project is still required.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
7A is requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 15A-9 as it relates to project 15A of the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, J08 Drain Project, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
6B is requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 8-5 as it relates to project 8 of the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, Anacuitas Drainage Project, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
7C is requesting approval of supplemental agreement number 5 to the professional engineering service contract and to work authorization 1 with Isagita Engineering Group LLC for the project of 4 Mile Road and Minnesota Road, 2018 bond referendum project number 4, CHCDD1 190521126, to reflect a revised Exhibit D work schedule with an extended termination date of January 31, 2025, subject to final legal review and compliance with HB 1295.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Sorry.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. This is necessitated because you're extending the term of the contract?
The contract, they're currently under construction, and the design services ended prior to the end of construction, so we're extending the design services to coincide.
So the next two are the same thing?
Yes, sir.
You want to approve that?
7D and 7E?
Seven, D and E?
You need a motion already?
Yeah.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 7S is requesting authority to advertise an approval of procurement packet for Southwest Westlake Phase 3A, IBWC Structure 105AL for the 2018 Bond Program Project 35, RFB number HCDD1 240551030 ESZ, including the re-advertisement of project if no bids are received or rejected and project is still required.
Judge, I have to abstain from this, sir. I'm abstaining from this item.
Motion to approve.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Let the record show that Commissioner Fuentes abstained from any discussion or action on this item.
Thank you.
7G is approval of application for payment number 8 in the amount of $61,182 from Morwell LLC pertaining to construction contract CHCDD1 220601129 South I Road, project engineer B2Z, PO number 647343.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'm requesting for 8A1 and 2 to be taken together.
Yeah, on this one, I understand Commissioner Villarreal is going to abstain.
Yes, 8A1?
Yes, sir, and 2.
Yes. Yes, Commissioner Villar will be abstaining from any discussion and direction.
All right, thank you. Requesting approval to accept bids and award a construction contract to the lowest and most responsive bidder, 3E Logistics of Texas LLC, in the total amount of $700,719.91 for the project Alamo Expressway Drain Phase 2, 2023 Bond Referendum Project 21, RFB number HCDD1 240470828 ESZ, as recommended by project engineer GDJ Engineering LLC, subject to legal review and compliance with HB 1295. And pursuant to Texas Water Code 49.273I, requesting authority for Drainage District General Manager Raul Cecin to approve change orders that involved an increase or decrease in a cost of $50,000 or less, and in no event exceed the change order statutory limits.
Motion to approve 8A1 and 2.
You want a motion for both?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's take one
Okay.
first, because he's going to abstain.
Motion to approve 8A1.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. You're going to second, you're going to make a motion, and I'll second on 8A2. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Let the record show that Commissioner Villarreal abstained from any action or discussion of this item.
Thank you. 8B is approval of application for payment number 4 in the amount of $763,502.64 from Econ Group pertaining to construction contract CHCDD1 240070319 South Main Drain Phase 2 project engineer HCDD1 Omar Saldívar Jr. CFM, PO number 649085.
Motion to approve.
I'll second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Do we need to go to closed session?
Sir, we have no items for executive session.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Thank
Okay. I want to call the meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court to order. And again, I will ask you if you could please remain quiet while we proceed with this meeting. We'll start with a roll call to establish quorum.
Good morning, David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Everardo Villarreal, Precinct 3.
Richard Cortez, County Judge. I believe we have Commissioner Otis on Zoom. That constitutes a quorum of 3. Today, we're very honored to have Edson Garcia. He served in the Navy and reached the rank of E5, second-class petty officer. He served on board of the U.S. Makin Island for 2 deployments during the Operation Enduring Freedom, and has also served as a senior aircraft and weapons elevator technician. And he's presently employed as investigator for our sheriff's department. And we thank you for his service.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Today, we also have Samuel Pettis. He is the Veteran Service Officer Director. He will lead us in today's prayer.
Good morning. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we gather here today in your name and ask you to bless our Commissioners Court and all those participating today. Grant our community leaders with the strength and wisdom to make the right choices for our community to thrive. God bless our troops and God bless the United States of America. All this in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Judge,
Thank you. Thank you, Sam.
Judge,
Thank you,
Commissioners,
Judge.
with your permission, for those of you that are just joining us and for those that were here for the Drainage District meeting, a friendly reminder, if there's any conversation to be had, I respectfully request that you take the conversation and have it outside. I am respectfully requesting that all cell phones be muted or turned off. If you must take a call or make a call, again, I respectfully request that you please exit the courtroom, have the conversation, and then come back to the courtroom. Thank you.
Next item is approval and awards. Item 5A, proclamation declaring Valley Voter Awareness Month. Come forward.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Thank you for having us today. I am Salvador Hernandez Jr., Election Analyst for Hidalgo County Elections. I'm here to present the proclamation declaring the month of September 2024 as Valley Voter Awareness on behalf of our Election Administrator, Ms. Hilda Salinas, who is not present today, as she is currently serving as a panelist at PSJA, speaking to young and future voters on the importance of registering to vote. With your permission, I will begin reading the proclamation.
Please.
Proclamation declaring September 2024 as Valley Voter Awareness Month. Whereas the framers of the Constitution established the United States as a representative democracy that relies on civic engagement, and whereas a fundamental element of effective democracy is the principle that all eligible citizens should participate in fair and open elections, and whereas this participation brings access to funding and resources to our community, active voter participation is vital to our community and residents' well-being, and whereas despite previous years of low voter participation in Hidalgo County, strides have been made to effectively increase voter registration and voter turnouts countywide, and whereas in order to reach those who have not fully embraced their rights and responsibility as citizens, the community must expand opportunities for voter education and nonpartisan voter registration. Vital contributions in this regard can be made by grassroots organizations, by the media, by educational, cultural, and religious institutions, and by other entities in both the public and private sector. Now, therefore, to be proclaimed that Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby declares September 2024 as Valley Voter Awareness Month and calls upon the residents of Hidalgo County to participate in Valley Voter Awareness Month activities in order to promote voting and voter registration programs. Approve this 17th day of September of 2024. I recommend approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Yes, sir, absolutely. Voting is very important. Thank you. Whoever didn't vote, leave, please.
Yes, Valley Voter Awareness Month was established to educate and create awareness on the importance of registering to vote and to unite various local, state, and federal organizations to promote this awareness. Without a doubt, there is no greater power than the right to vote. We encourage residents of the Rio Grande Valley and Hidalgo County to make your voice heard, register to vote, and be a valid voter. Here with me today is Voter Registration Division Manager 1, Ms. Belinda Sagredo, who has over 30 years of experience in voter registration for Hidalgo County. Voter registration is the heart of elections, as they are the department that maintains the Hidalgo County voter registration database. And now I'll pass it over to Ms. Sagredo for a few words.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Like Salvador had mentioned, it is National Voter Registration Day today, so we have several events throughout the week. Today, as a matter of fact, we have a voter registration drive at the McAllen Public Library from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tomorrow, we will be at the Hidalgo County Tax Office main lobby from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And on Thursday, we'll be at the McAllen City Hall from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. I urge all citizens of Hidalgo County to please check your voter registration status. The last day to register for this election, the November 5th, is October 7th. Other than that, on October 7th, the deadline, our office will be open till 8 p.m. that day, so we can go ahead and be available for any registration, any changes for the citizens of Hidalgo County. I think that's all I needed to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Got it, thank you.
Next, we have a proclamation declaring September 25th National Day of Remembrance for Murder Victims. You want to move that more this way? Can you move it? Yeah.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Kimberly Cruz, on behalf of the DA's office, reading agenda item 5B, proclamation recognizing National Day of Remembrance for Murder Victims. The National Parents of Murdered Children, POMC, has designated September 25 as a National Day of Remembrance for Murder Victims, a decision affirmed by the unanimous resolutions of the U.S. Senate on October 16, 2007, and the U.S. House of Representatives on May 14, 2007. And whereas this National Remembrance Day is essential for raising public awareness and ensuring that those we have lost are never forgotten. And whereas in 2023, Texas saw an estimated 2,391 homicides, affecting over 23,910 close family members, with the Rio Grande Valley alone reporting approximately 42 murders and impacting over 420 relatives directly. And whereas the murder of a loved one creates an irreplaceable void in the lives of families, whether they be mothers, fathers, siblings, partners, children, or extended family members, posing a profound challenge to cope with such an overwhelming loss. And whereas relatives of homicide victims turn their grief into powerful stories that reject revenge and isolation, instead promoting compassion and peace, using sorrow to drive positive change by leading, supporting others, and advocating for violence reduction and policy reform locally and nationally. And whereas POMC chapters nationwide, along with organizations such as the Rio Grande Valley Family and Friends of Murdered Children, remain committed to honoring victims of violence and acknowledging the lasting trauma faced by their families. They invite the media, elected officials, victims, and community victim service providers in Hidalgo County to join them for the 12th annual RGV Families and Friends of Murdered Children Candlelight Vigil. This year's theme, Standing Together, No One Stands Alone, aims to celebrate the resilience and unity of the community while honoring loved ones. The event will be held at the Forest Jose Pepe Salinas Memorial Recreation Center on Wednesday, September 25, 2024, from 6 to 8 p.m. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes September 25, 2024 as National Day of Remembrance for Murder Victims and acknowledges the profound impact of violence, supporting survivors, and committing ourselves to the ongoing effort to prevent such tragedies. Approve this 17th day of September 2024.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We're very sorry for everybody's loss. It must be very, very difficult.
Thank you, and we have Ms. Rosie from the DA's office to say a few words.
Judge, Commissioners, once again, thank you for your continued support. We stand before you every year to remember September 25th as National Day of Remembrance for Murder Victims. On behalf of our Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney, Mr. Terry Palacios, we want to thank everybody that's here today and also thank them for all the work they do year-long to work with the families that have been impacted by homicide. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it down to Robert Garcia. He is the CEO of the Rio Grande Valley Families and Friends of Murdered Children.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners, members of the audience, my support group members, and the Hidalgo County District Attorney. I come before you every year for the last 12 years. I've been on this journey since my brother was murdered in that September fall day of 13th of 2011. As you all know, my story is surged by a promise made and a promise kept to my mother, Dalia Rosa Garcia, from La Rosita, Texas, in Rio Grande City. The only thing that I can tell you that has come up out of this is the greatest project cost that I've taken in the course of the last 25 years of my career. My brother was a mentor of mine, Rogelio Raggio Garcia. And what we made a promise to that mom is that cry that I received at 7:45 when my brother was shot by his wife, Brenda Garcia, which I never mentioned her name, but I just wanted for the community to know. It happened in Harlingen, Texas. Shot him with a .357 Magnum while he was taking a shower. 2 shots to the chest, was instantly murdered. Why do I say that? Because that's the pain and grief that we continue. And my grief is the grief of my families that you see to my right and to my left. The victims that are here, I will start with the hope, unity, and honor that we have had for the last 12 years. To my left, we have Marta Rangel, her daughter, Jolisa Rangel, victim from Edinburgh. Ms. Villarreal, she's a resident of McAllen. Her son, Julio, was murdered in Far. To my right, Blanca Garza, out of Mission, murdered her son, Fernando. To my right, I have also Ms. Piñones, Donna. Her son is Roberto. To my left, I have Mrs. Escobedo. To my left, Mrs. Escobedo, out of Mission, her daughter, Wendy. Also to my left, we have Ms. Hernandez, her son, Victor. And then, of course, my brother, Rogelio Raggio Efrain, my uncle. I have 2 victims, my uncle, Efrain, brother, and my father, Rafael, out of McAllen. Did I miss anybody? Miss Andrade. Thank you, Miss Andrade. Miss Andrade, her sister, Magdalena, and her niece, Rebecca, out of Edinburgh, multiple homicides. Why do we do this? Is because of them. I find the strength from them, aside from the promise kept that I left, that I've kept it for 2 years, 12 years. And their son, Gerardo. And this happened in San Antonio. So we have cases from all over, not only Hidalgo County, but all over in the valley. So we are commemorating this day special because don't take it for granted that, September 25 is another day. We equate this like you have September 11. Obviously, it was terrorist attack of 3,000 victims. But that's why our national affiliate, the National Parents of Murdered Children, based out of Cincinnati, Ohio, That's why they went to Congress in September of 2007, and Congress and Senate unanimously passed this resolution to commemorate the September 25th, the impact that it has on the families. It's very important for you all to know. I have challenged you all in the course of the last 12 years to attend our vigil. It's representation of all the county-wide, not only here in Edinburgh. The only one that has really gone is Miss Ellie Torres. And it's just a challenge for y'all to see that day, that special, that a commemoration. It's an emotional roller coaster, but it's also a celebration of rejoicement that we continue to fight in the struggle. So if you can make it 30 minutes, an hour, stay 2 hours, we provide dinner for the families. We also recognize volunteer advocates, liaisons, even district attorneys, when they prosecute. Sometimes the prosecution, they have an outcome that they have to meet, either plea bargains or a jury outcome. But, sometimes those outcomes is not effective for us as victims. But you know what? At the end of the day, we have to live with those outcomes. It might be 15 years in some type of a jury, but they've been sentenced for life. This journey of emotional roller coaster is alive. I can't explain it to you. I can only tell you what I hear in the weekly meetings that we have. And this family, some of these families, some have gone justice, some have never gone justice. We have missing persons that have been kidnapped, and for the 10, 30 years, I have a database currently for 165 cases, and about 135 cases are cold cases in Hidalgo County. I only went back 30 years. So my challenge to the elected officials, including the representatives of Texas, Senator Junior Hosa, Representative Armando, Terry Canales, it's time for us to put money in the table and create a task force, either retired officers or ongoing officers that are actually on a daily basis looking for leads and not waiting for a call of a tip, because 135 cases in Hidalgo County is too many. And we have task force for everybody except for cold cases that are active. I'm not talking about the Rangers. I'm not talking about some task force and waiting for it. No, actively. Some of these cases are solvable, but they got to put money into the resources, because the number one thing they always say, Robert, we don't have any resources, any money. So looking in the future, whatever you all can do as a county. It's been 12 years. I've been on this journey for 12 years and advocating. When I said I'm all in and I made that promise, I mean all in. Good criticism, bad criticism, constructive, but September 25th is special. So thank you for the residents in the community, for you all, for allowing us to be here and hear their voices and their names, the community that stands with us and my families. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros todo el tiempo, cada año. And Ms. Rosie, thank you for your leadership and the district attorney. God bless you. I will leave you with this. It's a grief for others out there unknown. Don't tell me that you understand. Don't tell me that you know. Don't tell me that I will survive, how I will surely grow. Don't come to me with answers that can only come to me. Don't tell me how my grief will pass, that I will soon be free. Accept me in my ups and downs. I need someone to share, just to hold my hand and let me cry and say, my friend, I care. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you. It's always an honor to have all of you here. And again, we certainly appreciate the grief that you've had because of this tragedy. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, Judge.
Come forward, please. Come forward. You can come forward a little bit, just a little. No. I'm just gonna put.
Oh, okay. I got you. Thank you. Absolutely.
We're gonna move this way. Yeah, right here. Stay. Yeah.
We have to do consent.
That's right. Okay, before we go to open forum, we have the approval of the consent agenda.
Thank you, Judge. Commissioners, with your permission, I'd like to pull from consent agenda items 6A, 1 and 2, and 11F1.
Motion to approve the balance of the agenda.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, with respect to consent agenda items 6A, 1 and 2, Commissioner Fuentes will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action. If we could have action on 6A, 1 and 2.
A motion to approve.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Let the record show Commissioner Fuentes abstained from any discussion or action on these items.
Thank you.
Thank you. With respect to consent agenda item 11F1, for the record, Commissioner Villarreal will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action.
Motion to approve.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Let the record show that Commissioner Varela abstained from any action or discussion on this item.
Thank you.
Next, we're moving to open forum.
Judge, Commissioners, we do have 2 participants for open forum. I would like to remind the public that they're always welcome to participate in public forum. They need to be familiar with the rules of decorum, which prohibit direct and indirect personal attacks on members of the court or any county individuals. The comments made should also pertain to county business and cannot be threatening in nature. We have, our first participant is Ms. Fern McClarity. Ms. McClarity, there is a 3-minute time limit. I will advise when there is 1 minute, and I will start when you start.
Commissioners, we are here to participate in the creation of the 2025 annual Hidalgo County budget. This commission has often told us that it is your responsibility to plan for the financial good of the people. I would remind you that the people have the ultimate responsibility for the residents of this county, and they exercise that right by voting. In 2024 budget, this commission increased property taxes by 15.36%. It is important to say the most of the taxing bodies also increase their amount that take from the people. I think it is unusual because our elected officials are taking more from the people when the prices of gas and food and rent and everything are increasing. In our area, where 40% of the population is living in poverty, you could lower the tax rate today or next week from the .5750 to .5592 and still bring in the same amount of money as you had last year. And this would be helping all the property owners in the county. Last year, new property added to the tax roll was $8,742,411. I understand that money is going to be more this year. So you have extra out there that you could actually, but y'all like a lot of money to spend, because this commission is in a position to see the condition in which people are living. Why can't you limit spending to priority projects? Why can't this commission live within last year's budget while in this recession? This commission receives funding based on existing condition of poverty and should recognize the need to limit taking more from the people. The obvious question is, what happens when a population of 40% living in poverty cannot pay anymore? The comments from the county auditor, who stated the county has lost $100 million because the people could not pay. The major segment of the budget is based on property taxes. So what do you think will happen when the county increases our taxes? So again, today, all you have to do is stop spending. Live with what we had last year and all that extra, that over $8 million that's coming in for new deal. So we're asking you that, and I'm asking everyone to pray for Israel and the war that they did not start, but they must win today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Our next presenter is Mr. Gustavo Chapa. Good morning, Mr. Chapa.
Good morning. I know that guy.
Yes, sir. I know you too. It's been a long, long time.
You and I look older than 10 years ago.
There is a 3-minute time limit. I'll advise you when there's 1 minute, and I will start when you start.
Thank you. Good morning, Judge and County Commissioners. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Basically, well, before I begin, I just want to say that today is what? And we should remember the date. I know that we have National Hispanic Month and all that, but today is Constitution Day. And because of the Constitution, we're here. I just want to say that. Judge, Commissioners, every year Appraisal District goes up on value. So, and every year the contractors, developers, man, they put up a lot of new buildings. So that means the county's going to get a lot more money. But we never see our taxes go down. One time, Ramon Garcia, a very good friend of mine, and I said, Ramon, why don't you lower taxes? He said, Mr. Chapa, in the last 10 years, we haven't raised our taxes. And I thought, but Ramon, Appraisal District has. See, you got to look at the overall picture. So I ask, gentlemen, that next week you reduce our taxes by 10 cents per 100. Any company, any entity can operate on 10% less. I know, because I've been in business all my life. And so that's my petition. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. We have no more participants, Judge, Commissioners.
Okay, I'm going to move some people up on our agenda. We'll move into 11A so we can get our tax assessor collector back to doing his job. We're doing 11A.
Okay. Thank you, Judge, Commissioners, for allowing me to make this presentation. I believe if you go to the first page, I can tell you more or less. Okay, here we go. Hidalgo County Annual Tax Report from July 1st, 2023 through June 30th of 2024. Breakdown of the tax collections is current, delinquent, and rollback taxes, the base amount, penalties, and attorney fees for a total collected of $444,831,828.34. As of June 30th, in our office, your tax office, we received 326,557 payments just for the county. So that if you on the next page, it's just a breakdown of the disbursements, the attorney fees, the rendition penalties, current year refunds, for a total disbursed of $444,831,828.34. The next recap report. On this one here, if you look at on the current collections to date, last year's base amount was $252,599,730.55. This year's collections, just base amount, was $288,660,799.27. Collecting above last year's $36,061,060.72. The percentage from last year was 94.78. This year is 94.40. So overall, we had a great year. I want to thank all our managers, my chief deputy, and my staff for doing a great job. But best of all, I want to thank our taxpayers, for being very responsible. This monies that we're talking about, this is the monies that we're bringing in so the county can provide services for them. So appreciate allowing me to make this presentation, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. Anyone have any questions?
Thank you for your work. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, it's only fitting that we move into item 22C, our tax collectors.
Good evening,
or good afternoon, good morning, Judge Cortez and
There you go.
Commissioners.
You got it on the third.
Thank you for the opportunity for Linebarger, Goggin, Blair, and Sampson to present our delinquent tax collection report for July 1st through June 30th, 2024. My name is Kelly Rivera Salazar. I'm a partner at the firm. Also present is my co-presenter, my partner, Michael Cano, and our managing partner, Lucy Canales, and Jimmy Gonzalez. On the next slide, you'll see that our delinquent tax collection program begins when we first receive our delinquent tax roll and our data from our tax assessor collector's office. We identify those accounts that are ripe for collections and exclude or have special collection efforts for those that are by law restricted on what we can do to collect. We initiate our mailing program to delinquent taxpayers all throughout Hidalgo County. We conduct additional research to determine better ways to get in touch with delinquent taxpayers, and then we reach out to them by telephone and or knocking on the doors of the delinquent taxpayers and educating and informing them about their delinquency. And then as a last resort, we initiate litigation. On the next slide, you'll see our pre-litigation activities. We have mailed over 143 statements to delinquent taxpayers in Hidalgo County. We've made or received over 56,000 phone calls. We've knocked on the doors of over 1,500 residents in the county and educate them and inform them on their delinquency. And we've initiated 651 payment agreements. On the next slide, you'll see a summary of our litigation activities. We have filed over 12, this is not in sync, but you have a copy of the report, correct? Okay. We have filed over 1,200 lawsuits. We have disposed of over 1,000 lawsuits, and we've obtained 493 judgments on delinquent taxpayers and initiated 35 tax warrants on business personal property accounts. On the next slide, you will see our community outreach program, which is very select to the Linebarger Law Firm. We regularly conduct delinquent tax cycle presentations in partnership with the Hidalgo County Tax Office and the Appraisal District, going the extra mile to educate and inform members of the community about how the tax cycle process works. In addition, just 2 weeks ago, we presented and were invited by Region 1 is one of our partners, to present to the Finance Department and key business executives.
I'm sorry for that interruption.
I can keep marching on if the court would like. I can continue.
Yeah, go ahead and continue.
And we presented to key business executives and informed them about changes in legislation and refunds. I'll turn it over to Mr. Cano, and hopefully he won't have the feedback problem. Thank you.
Hold on, Mike. Judge, can you turn it off? Yeah, just tell them to cut that off because they're going into our, okay.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Michael Cano with Linebarger.
We have the
Hopefully-
numbers, yeah.
Well, we have, we always kind of cover our tax sales. Obviously, one of the tools we have available to us is foreclosures. And I always like to slow down when we talk about foreclosures because foreclosures has a very negative connotation, rightfully so. But we're very proud that we continue to really conduct what we consider beneficial foreclosures. That is, we go after empty lots, abandoned homes, and properties that fall into disrepair and have become an eyesore in the community. We work close with all the cities within the county and the cities that are issuing these weedy lot liens because they have to maintain those abandoned homes and weedy lots. Those are the properties that we target for our foreclosure process. So you'll see that this past year we put up for sale 139 different properties for just over $700,000. You'll see that we sold 69, and more importantly, you'll see that we executed payment agreements with 25 of those, and 16 got paid before the sale. And all that indicates, Judge and Commissioners, is that we continue to work with your taxpayers on their vacant lots, on their abandoned homes, and even through the foreclosure process. And again, we do sell some, and then if they get struck off, then we resell them again. The most important part of why we're here is the last page of our presentation, is our collections for this past year. We're very proud that we collected a little bit more than we did last year. This past year, we collected $14.7 million. And the reason we're very, very proud of that is because the past 2 years, you've heard us talking about, we brought in $2.5 million from Fed money that came through the state for the Texas Homeowner Assistance Program. So that was $2.5 million that was injected into our county from the federal government to pay people's delinquent taxes. So we knew with that outside money coming in, we were gonna have a hard time, reaching our goal of collecting what we did last year more, and we certainly did that. We collected $500,000 more, so very proud of that. But I think most importantly, Judge and Commissioners, we're most proud that we continue to follow your directive, and that is we continue to maintain very high collections and in a very ethical and responsible manner, and without having to displace families from their designated homesteads. So we're very proud of that work, to be able to accomplish both of those tasks, in unison. So if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
No, we thank you for your service.
Thank you, Judge. I have one other quick item. It's item B, and it's just a resolution that authorizes us to sell, resell properties. And these are properties that, again, we were put up for sale the first time. They did not sell. It's item, it's 22C2.
Two.
That is correct, Your Honor. So it's discussion and action resolution authorizing the resale of certain struck-off properties, and we are asking for approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge
Thank you
Commissioners,
very
for
much.
allowing us to serve.
Thank you.
Well, it's only appropriate that we go to our auditors now. Now, did we get any of this information false, fake news?
I feel a theme going on right now. That's okay. Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, my name is Ricky Longoria. I'm here with Luis Lopez, both from BML, Burt McCumber, and Longoria. We always consider an honor to serve the county as a client, and so we're here today to present the audit report as well as the governance letter. I'm going to allow Luis to present the governance letter, and I'll go over just highlights of the audit report. One of the things, and it consistently relates to our presentation, is that the audit report is a very voluminous document. And I was just noticing right now, the combined reports that we're having to issue now exceed over 500 pages. And so certainly it's not our intent today to go every single page, but rather just to speak to 2 or 3 highlighted points regarding the audit report, and certainly invite each and every one of you all who would like an exit conference, if you will, to go over anything in detail or discuss any concerns that you all may have. I certainly invite you all to reach out to us. We would certainly take the time to do that. Okay?
Did we get a report?
They should have been, they should have been given to y'all, Commissioner Fuentes.
No, just so you know, we don't really have I don't have anything.
A physical,
in front of
yeah,
me, so if you could just, as you're explaining, just give us
absolutely
some detail.
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and allow Mr. Lopez to go.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. The first thing we'll go over is what we call the governance letter. This is just required, auditing standards require that we communicate to you certain matters related to the audit. So that's what I'll be going over. And I'll keep it in bullet point. My intent is not to go through the entire letter. So just confirming to you that we did complete the audit of the financial statements for the County of Hidalgo for the year ended December 31st, 2023. And our audit was conducted in accordance with government auditing standards, the uniform guidance, and the Texas grant management standards as it relates to state funding. Included in the financial report, the accounting policies of the county are described on note 1 to the financial statements. In the current year, there was one new accounting standard, and the effects of the implementation of that new accounting standard are reflected in the financial statements. Acknowledging that these financial statements, as with any others, there are certain estimates included in those financial statements. Circumstances that may happen in the future may change those estimates. We encountered no significant difficulties in completing the audit. As it relates to misstatements, they were all corrected except for 2, which were immaterial to the financial statements as a whole. There were no disagreements with management as it relates to accounting, auditing, reporting matters. And we did get a signed management representation letter at the conclusion of our audit. That basically just summarizes my bullet point presentation on that.
I have some very quick questions.
Sure.
Did the county, in the year of your audit, provide all the mandated services that we are mandated to provide?
Yes, sir.
Did the county receive sufficient revenues to cover its expenditures?
Yes.
Did the county adhere to our budget?
Yes, sir.
Did the county act within the laws of the state of Texas in all regards?
I'll be careful with that one because we don't audit every transaction, but we didn't come across any instances of noncompliance.
Okay, did we meet all of our debt obligations in accordance to our agreement?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Luis. Judge, maybe it takes an accountant to get excited about this point that I'm about to make, but I'm an accountant, and I know we have two here that are members of our Commissioners Court. And that is, if you look historically, specifically going back to 2020, it's been somewhat of a challenge to complete the audit report itself. Factors have been turnover, lack of accountants within the profession, which I could probably speak all day about, and just a number of factors. And so I actually consider being here in front of you all today somewhat of a milestone moment because we're sitting here in September presenting an audit report that's actually dated in July, and that is significantly sooner than has been presented in the past. And Valde, I know you've been a part of that history and discussions and trying to get the county to move forward in order to get us the information we need to audit. And so I think it would only be right to give credit to those that participated within the audit process, specifically County Auditor Letty Chavez and her entire department and the way she's been able to organize. And Valde, I know you've been a part of that process to get county departments to understand the importance of what we do and the importance of the outcome of this audit as it relates to debtors, creditors, and things of that nature. And so I just want to thank everybody involved in the process because this is the soonest that this audit report has been delivered in some time. And so again, congratulations to all those involved. I just want to make that point. Okay.
Thank you so much for that.
Judge, just two or three things regarding the audit report. Despite the challenges that I may have alluded to in the past, at the end of the day, when it was all said and done, the county has historically received an unmodified clean opinion as it relates to the financial statement numbers that are presented within the audit report. And consistent with that, again, the county is receiving another clean audit report letter as it relates to the financial statements that are bound within this report dated December 31st, 2023. I do just want to make point of just a couple of numbers. That is, as it relates to just the financial position of the county, as it relates to the general fund, you have at December 31st, 2023. I'm sorry, I'm missing pages here. Approximately $80 million worth of unassigned fund balance, which means that you are meeting your goals as it relates to your internal policies as relate to the fund balance. In this past in 2023, you were able to meet, as Judge Cortez alluded to, generate enough revenues to cover expenditures. And as was stated earlier, you all were able to meet your obligations as it relates to your budget process. With that said, with any budget process, there's always more wants and needs, if you will, than there is money available. I know on a going forward basis, I believe the desires and needs of the county departments were almost 2 times what may ultimately be approved. I say may because you all still going through that process. So there's still a lot of work to be done to provide the citizens of the county the services that you all deem are necessary in order for them to thrive. Finally, I do want to speak to the fact that because we are issuing an audit in accordance with government auditing standards and single audit, and there are 2 audit report letters in the back that speak to any areas of improvement that we see, and so there are recommendations in the back. One observation, and again, it goes with the trend that I just alluded to at the very beginning about the progress that the county is making with regard to the audit report itself. Whereas last year, for example, we may have had 8 comments and observations. This year we only have 4, so the county has been able to cut that in half. And I think you all trust us to do the work. And so I think you'll almost be disappointed if we went through all this process and didn't have one recommendation, given the size and scope of the county being the 6th or 7th largest county in the state of Texas. And so that's the end of my presentation, Judge and Commissioners. And again, I would welcome any exit conference one-on-one meeting y'all would like to have, and open any questions that y'all may have today.
Thank you, Mr. Longoria. Thank you. I don't have any other questions.
No, thank you guys very much.
Thank y'all.
Thank you very much.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, I'd like to request the court to take item 14, Health and Human Services. We do have some delegates in the audience.
I was going to take 14 and then followed by 15. Go ahead,
Oh, yes.
Eddie.
Thank you, Judge.
So thank you for your help about that.
Judge, with your permission, sir, I'd like, Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services. I'd like to move to item 14B, sir, just because we got a crowd here that,
Okay.
with your permission. Okay. You know, Hidalgo County Health and Human, under 14B, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services presents Project Public Health Ready. It's a PPHR recognition for 2024 through 28. I'd like to introduce some people up here first. We have first Ms. Direne Sarmiento Rangel, our Assistant Director. We have Guillermo Palacios, our Service Administrative Manager. We have Ms. Diana Clarisa Perez, our Division Manager for Preparedness Response. Diana Cortez, our PHP Coordinator. Darlene Verrial. We have Anais Vargas. We have Ricardo Garza, Brandy Martinez, Miguel Lopez, and Samantha Morales. And this team, sir, I cannot stress to you enough the importance. This is a national recognition. This is up there with the Super Bowl, okay? It's up there. I mean, maybe the Cowboys will be that good this year. I don't know.
Eddie, you need to work on your enthusiasm. It's missing.
So let me just read this to you real quick. We are proud to announce that Hidalgo County Health and Human Services has once again been awarded recognition from the National Association of County and City Health Officials for Project Public Health Ready, covering the period of 2024 through 28. This is a re-recognition of our department's continued dedication to public health preparedness, having previously earned this dedication back in 2017. Receiving the PPHR re-recognition is a significant achievement that highlights our ongoing efforts to meet national standards for public health emergency preparedness, response, and recovery. Our team's hard work and dedication for the past year and a half have ensured Hidalgo County remains ready to safeguard our community's health and well-being in times of crisis. Later this year, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services will be listed on the Texas Department of State Health Services PPHR website, underscoring our commitment to public health readiness. We extend our heartfelt recognition to everyone involved in maintaining this recognition status. Your commitment to health and safety of our community is commendable, and this recognition is a testament to your effort. Sir, we're one of 8 in the whole state of Texas that have gotten this over the last 4 years. So think about it, over 4 years, I mean, this is a tough achievement. And here is the recognition plaque that goes with it. It acknowledges their hard work. And this team, sir, as evident by the hard work during the preparedness response during the pandemic, during all the different events and awards, they did a tremendous job, sir. With your permission, sir, there you go. With your permission, I highly recommend that this action be approved and photos be taken, sir.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. So
motion carries.
Thank you, sir. And again, I like to really recognize the team. I mean, Ms. Direne, Stellar, Ms. Clarisa, Stellar, Diana, they're all fantastic. This is extremely hard to get. Very hard, sir. So with your permission, sir, can we have a photo?
Absolutely.
She told me to be up here. So I don't go get Carolina.
That's exactly right.
And you're covering him, so I mean, a little bit, the way she did this. Right here, I don't cover him. Go ahead, go up, you're fine. Go ahead, move a little bit, right here, it's fine. Go ahead, sir. You can go up. There, right there.
Okay, everybody, please look forward and smile.
One more, here we go. Thank you, Judge. No, I still got some items. Judge, I thank you and the commissioners, sir. That's a tremendous honor. With your permission, sir, I'd like to continue on with item 14A and just go through this real quickly, sir.
Please.
14A is requesting approval to accept the county judge signature in Medicaid Administrative Claim Program Agreement and related forms. This term is effective October 1st, 2024, and expires October 30th, 2029. Then number 2 is requesting approval for Ms. Irene Sarmiento, Assistant Health Director, to sign the MAC, Medicaid Administrative Claims Program, quarterly invoices after the review by the county auditors and office staff.
Just to clarify, 14A1 is October 1st through September 30th, 2029.
My error, sir. Thank you, sir.
No, just making sure. 14A1 and 2, motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
14C, sir, discussion and approval to conduct the community health needs assessment. This is one of our needs requirements for one of our grants. We've coordinated with Ms. Laura Hinojosa through the district clerk's office involving using the jurors to help answer about a 20-question survey we have on healthcare in the community. So we're going to coordinate with her on that.
Is this an annual requirement that you get it, or it's just from time to time based on the grant?
This assessment?
Yes.
This assessment is our grant that we have, and they do it every couple of years. Last time we did it through the University of Texas Houston Public Health School, but this time we went and coordinated it ourselves.
Have there been any significant changes in past
Yes,
years?
there has been, sir. Before, the access to healthcare has improved tremendously. A lot of that has been due to the expansion of the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley School of Medicine. They have over 35 clinics across the valley, especially here in Hidalgo County. Our partnership with the various community components along our health department has increased its activity and support. So there has been improvement in access to care and support. However, we just continue to struggle with the fact that about 40 to 45% of our population is uninsured or underinsured. But these other services continue to expand in access to health care. You yourselves, the judge and the commissioner's court here, have actually had our Hidalgo Blue program, who's expanded access to health care to a lot of working poor people who make like $30,000, $40,000 a year, but have no insurance, have had access to medical home and health care through our programs here locally in the county. That's directly due to the efforts put forth by commissioner's court, sir. So it's getting better, but we got a long way to go, sir. Can have action on that, sir.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item D, discussion approval of memorandum of understanding between Texas Emergency Management Teams Program Administrator and the Texas Emergency Management Assistance Team's employee member, Clarissa Perez, and participating jurisdictions and employer here of Ms. Perez, who is actually the lead for the PHEP division, who just got this award, has been nominated and selected to be part of the response team for a statewide. And this is just getting permission from Commissioner's Court to allow her to be a state responder and assist where needed in public health emergencies.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item E is discussion and approval of interlocal agreement between Texas Tropical Behavioral Health Services and Hidalgo County for the public health preparedness and response activities. We coordinate with them and dealing with any type of mental health support issues during large-scale events, and this is just an ongoing agreement we have with them.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Great. Item F, sir, this is, we're adding Driscoll Children's Hospital to the Healthcare Funding District with your approval. Let me read the item, AB. Consideration and approval to amend Hidalgo County Healthcare Funding District's rules and procedures adopted on 7/9/2013, agenda item AI 39485, as amended by adding new rule 14C regarding new facilities. Item B is authorizes Eduardo Olivares, Chief Administrative Officer of Health and Human Services Department, to sign and send an attestament to HHSC to confirm that Driscoll Children's Hospital, Rio Grande Valley, is the first new hospital that has become eligible for assessment since the establishment of the local provider participation fund. So this is the newest hospital that joins in the group that would be part of that. So with your permission and Commissioner's Court permission, we would recommend approval of these items.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, Eddie. Item 15, Community Service Agency, Mr. You brought the big guns over here.
That's right. Well, good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Following Mr. Olivares, that's a hard act to follow, so I don't have any Super Bowl music, but I'll try here. Item number 15A is discussion, consideration, and possible action to accept the 2024 Community Needs Assessment. Judge and Commissioners, as you all are aware, once every 3 years, we're required to undergo and to administer what we call a Community Needs Assessment to find out what the needs of the low-income community are here in Hidalgo County. And we this year we opted to hire Absolute Business Consulting, Ms. Karina Cardosa and Associates. We have Ms. Cardosa here with us today, and Ms. Michelle Villarreal. And representing our board is Mr. Pepe Cabeza de Vaca, who actually Karina will be doing the presentation regarding the findings of the needs assessment.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Thank you so much for allowing the opportunity to present the findings of this very important assessment that was done. It was a very big undertaking. We can go to the beginning of the slide. As Mr. Longoria mentioned, the purpose of this, CSA receives funding from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services through the Community Services Block Grant, and this is a requirement every 3 years to conduct this community needs assessment. And the purpose is to identify the top 5 needs of low-income and vulnerable populations of Hidalgo County. Next slide, please. So the process is, of course, we met with CSA and we planned for several weeks, and then we did data collection. We collected quantitative data and qualitative data, and then we analyzed the data. Next slide, please. Next. Sorry, this is the process. I'm going to go kind of quickly through it to get to the findings. Then we developed the report. We're presenting the findings, and of course, it'll be up to Mr. Longoria for the implementation. As far as the timeline, we began this process probably in about March of 2024. It took some time to get some of the relevant data and get going on the planning what we were going to do to conduct this data analysis. We held 4 town hall meetings. We'll talk about that right now, and then focus groups as well. Next, we're going to discuss the methodology, and I believe I presented a little bit before of what we were going to be doing. So for quantitative data, we used U.S. Census records, the American Community Survey, the Community Commons 2024 Community Action Partnership Report for Hidalgo County, the Annie E. Casey 2024 Kids Count Data Book, and other data sources. And this was just to pool data, statistics to compare Hidalgo County with the state and with national averages in regards to poverty. In terms of qualitative data, this is more subjective, and so what we were doing with this is getting data from the community. We did targeted digital advertising to collect data from residents, and that included online digital ads, a $200 gift card incentive that was raffled off to a winner, a click-through ad that was displayed on mobile devices and internet desktop websites, and the surveys were in English and Spanish, and there was a total of 1,186 total respondents. So this was a very effective means of getting the data that we were required. Other surveys collected, we interviewed elected officials and representatives in terms of interviews and surveys, and we also did stakeholder organizations who completed surveys as well. In addition, we held 4 community forums in June, 1 in each county precinct. Thank you very much for partnering with us on this effort to get data from the community residents. We publicized via media advisories and social media, And they were pretty well attended, and we got a lot of great feedback from them. After the community forums, we had some focus groups that were able to look at the data, analyze it, and helped us to prioritize the needs, because the whole purpose of this community needs assessment is to identify the top 5 needs in Hidalgo County and then come up with some recommendations. So the focus groups were comprised of members of the CSA administration and employees, as well as members of Hidalgo County's Prosperity Task Force. And we're going to go to the key findings quickly. So the overall top 5 community needs, was it interesting?
Yeah, I will add, Judge and Commissioners, that the top 5 needs, there's no gigantic surprise here. These are things that are well known in the community. We substantiated a lot of our suspicions, a lot of our previous findings. But what it does is it helps redirect our efforts. It helps to tell our funders that we're on the right track, because the community continues to tell us these are the needs. Now, the previous 3 or 4 years during the pandemic, those needs were very different than the needs that we have now. Okay, so rental assistance, while housing was important during the pandemic, there's a different form of housing as it relates to the urgency and those kinds of things now. So I'll let Karina talk about our findings.
And again, Mr. Longoria mentioned these are not in any order of priority. These are just the ones that emerged as the top 5 based on all of the data that we looked at. So there is an overall lack of access to affordable health care, as we mentioned. Low-income individuals in Hidalgo County lack affordable health insurance, lack the funding to access high-cost specialty care, lack access to rural health care services, and experience chronic health conditions for which care is costly. Next need is crisis and emergency assistance. Low-income individuals in Hidalgo County lack the resources, savings, or support systems to respond to a myriad of crisis or emergency needs, including disasters, such as fire, flood, etc., emergency health care or sudden illness, transportation breaking down, food insecurity, losing employment, rental or mortgage assistance, utility assistance, and evictions, among other emergency needs. Now, each of these individual needs kind of bubbled up as important in a lot of different ways. We decided with the focus groups to put these under this big umbrella of emergency/crisis assistance, because it kind of encompasses a lot of emergency situations. Next is employment, living wages, and job skills training. Low-income individuals in Hidalgo County lack the education and training to access higher-paying jobs that provide a living wage. There is a need for job skills training and adult education services for low-income individuals, especially in rural areas, so that they can obtain skills and opportunities to access better employment. And again, you'll see right now the next need is transportation. That was one of the issues when we mentioned rural areas, is there was a lot of lack of access for rural residents to be able to access transportation to get these resources that are available to them. So for transportation, low-income individuals in Hidalgo County lack access to reliable, affordable transportation to access services such as employment, shopping for food, healthcare services, appointments, and much more. And there's also a lack of reliable, widespread public transportation system that services rural areas of Hidalgo County. In terms of housing is the fifth need that emerged. Low-income individuals in Hidalgo County lack access to affordable, safe housing, and many live in substandard housing and are more severely burdened by housing costs. So now we'll go to the recommendations, because part of this community needs assessment was not just to give me the problems, but let's come up with solutions together. And so based on all of the data that we collected, from the surveys to the town hall meetings to the community forums and the focus groups, some of the recommendations that emerged were in terms of for healthcare. Some of the solutions would be to provide a stipend to assist clients. And let me just preface this by saying these recommendations are going to be taken by CSA in their planning process for how they're going to implement this plan, and see how they're going to be able to put their resources into these areas where they can better address these issues. And for healthcare, providing stipend to assist clients with healthcare insurance premiums and or deductibles, providing low-cost affordable clinics, primarily in rural areas where there's a great need. Information sharing and resource matching. This was very big, because a lot of what didn't emerge as a big need, but was an underlying theme throughout, was that there's a lack of awareness and education from residents to know about what services are available and accessible to them. So there's a great need to improve communication and outreach to these residents and kind of let them know what's available. Some other ideas were to negotiate with specialty care providers for a flat rate fee for services, and to convene with hospital groups to identify solutions. In terms of crisis and emergency assistance, a solution was to create a one-stop shop or resource referral center for emergency situations, to build a network, to assist clients with a crisis management plan, like an individual family crisis management plan, so that they can identify key support groups to turn to when they're in the midst of an emergency. Assisting clients with budgeting and financial planning assistance, and providing one-time emergency assistance provided that they work towards self-sufficiency or other support options. For employment, some recommendations were to partner with Workforce Solutions to share information, resources, provide trainings, etc., to provide some type of career guidance or employment opportunities, again, to share information and resources with other partner and stakeholder organizations, and to provide affordable child care and sick leave policies to be able to maintain employment. Transportation recommendation solutions are to work with rideshare services such as Uber Health, Uber Employment, or Transportation on Demand to be able to provide access to people, for people to have access to transportation cost-effective and easily available. Another solution would be to create park and ride services at certain rural areas where they could park their car and get onto a bus that will take them to other places. And then implementing a county rideshare program is another one. For housing, offer credit counseling courses and homeownership classes to help low-income individuals with access to home ownership. Provide, create, or offer information and resources for affordable housing developments. Develop a land bank program to assist individuals with access to home ownership. And another one was to provide or offer home weatherization assistance programs for home repairs and adequate heating and cooling, which did emerge as a big problem during the very, very hot summer times and the very, very cold winter times. Now,
I just want to interject, Judge and Commissioners, a lot of these ideas we've heard before, but some of the ideas that have come up from all of this information gathering, for instance, the ride share or the park and ride, okay, idea. You know, you see that in big cities where people will commute to an area, leave their vehicles, jump on a bus, and ride into the city. Well, you know, somebody in the Delta area mentioned that to us and said, why don't we have one parking lot that's secured where we can ride our bikes, we can walk, we can get a ride to this parking lot, actually jump on the bus from there, and instead of having a route that goes through all of the neighborhoods. I thought that was a pretty novel idea that came actually from a resident who said, you know, we'd like to see that, and we'd know that at 6 o'clock in the evening, that bus is going to drop us off at this location. Very much like the idea schools do, and they use a designated place to drop off their clients. So while some of these ideas we've already, you know, are tried and we've heard them before, some of these are relatively novel, and we're very pleased to work with our partners, including the precincts, to figure out if maybe this would be one piece of the puzzle towards getting people connected to jobs and to better income, better way of life.
The next slide is actually the elected officials' responses, if you can put it up. So these are some of the responses that were received from some of you, some of other elected officials that were involved. And a lot of it is really just making partnerships and helping the precinct share the information with the public on what is available to them. Collaborating with schools and cities for outreach efforts, you know, find ways to be more visible in the community, that grocery stores are places where most vulnerable gather. And these are also, the elected officials' responses are from the state, federal, local, and county level. Again, networking and communication is really key. Getting the information out there and having this network of reliable assistance where residents can know where to turn to when they're in need. And again, helping to get the word out to people that may qualify and need assistance. Moving forward, the agency is now going to take this plan, this needs assessment, and work on their own strategic plan. And here are some final thoughts from Mr. Longoria.
Sure. The next step, Judge and Commissioners, is we've already begun the process of developing our strategic plan. Last Saturday we met as a group of, I think there was 11 or 12 folks, a cross-section of stakeholders together with staff members, together with key stakeholders, met Saturday morning to develop the strategic plan. The 28th, I will invite you all to mark your calendars. Between 9 and 1, we're going to continue the discussion with members of the Prosperity Task Force together with members of the staff to complete the process of our of strategic plan. So all of this input gets put together into a plan to help guide us for the next 3 years as we move down the road towards addressing the needs of the low-income individuals. Certainly would entertain any questions or any comments you might have at this time.
Jaime, Karina, I have seen many of these plans. This is the best one I've seen.
Thank you.
Absolutely, really, really good. This is good information. By the way, we're looking into using school buses to transport people. They know the routes, they know the people, they know the neighborhoods because they go pick up their kids. But they have a peak period and an off period, and we're looking to see if we can use school buses to help us with this transportation barrier that we have. This is really, really good.
Thank you. I will tell you, Judge, that, Karina brought the idea of using the click ads and using the social media. So 1,100 responses, English and Spanish. As I was scrolling in the middle of the night, that we all do through our social media, and I would get these ads asking me to click. And the fact that there was a $200 or a $200 gift card involved certainly attracted a lot of attention, and we got a lot of really good responses. The town hall meetings that we had at the precincts were well attended. We had good conversations with many of our partners, Lupe, Proyecto Azteca, as well as just people in the neighborhood. We had a young lady who attended from the health department out in precinct 1, who brought a lot of good ideas to us. So we're very pleased with the process, and we're very grateful to ABC Consulting for putting this together.
I'd like to echo what the judge said, that this is a very nice, comprehensive report. I'm going to refer to page 30 in particular, where you mentioned the recommendation solutions and community resources. What's really nice is that it looks like we already have a lot of programs that are identifying solutions to each of these bullet points, which is great. And it looks like those that we can't come through with are maybe where we partner up with those agencies that we already know provide similar services, affordable housing, Valley Metro, the Food Bank, Workforce Solutions. There's United Way. So it looks like a lot of these really are manageable if we just continue to expand upon those relationships that we already have with sister agencies. So I'm glad that you've bullet pointed them, and it's really exciting to see that you're going to have a pathway to maybe addressing each of these bullet points individually. But I want to congratulate you, the team at ABC, and all of your board for this very comprehensive report, and it's exciting to see that we're going to have some solutions based on this. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. We're also pleased to be working with the Prosperity Task Force. That helps to build the momentum. Part of our mission statement is we address the situations with our own money and partnerships. So we recognize, the couple $1 million that we receive for this to fight poverty is not enough, but certainly collectively it helps make that go further.
Yeah, the problem with all these studies has always been execution. It's too onerous for any one group to handle such a large onerous undertaking. But I think the Prosperity Task Force, because of all the partners that it has the structure in the vehicle to be able to implement a lot of these things. Lower Regrading Development Council, I just read their report, and I kind of like yours better, to be honest with you, than their report. But I think we're getting there in identifying what needs to be done and identifying who to assign those tasks for. So
We try to ground, our report is grounded with responses from the community itself. We try to get as close as we can. And, Precinct 3, we had that town hall meeting. Some of the things we heard weren't pretty, and we had to deal with that because, they were on us for, why aren't you more visible, those kinds of things. So those are hard to hear, but, we've got to hear them and we've got to address that.
If I just may add, I added that slide, and I'll share the presentation with you all about the elected officials' recommendations, because I mentioned they were from elected officials at the local, county, state, and federal level, and those representatives did mention, one of the solutions would be funding. And so we can hold our feet to the fire now since the recommendations came from them. So let's see how they'll be able to help us at the state and federal levels to access more funding to be able to implement these plans.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So at this time, I would ask for action to accept the 2024 Community Needs Assessments.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
If I may continue?
Yes, continue, yes.
Item 15B, discussion, consideration, and possible action to apply for the Notice of Funding Opportunity, NOFO, for the WaterSmart Drought Response Program, Drought Resiliency Projects for fiscal year 2025 with the Department of the Interior Bureau of Reclamation, Water Resources, and Planning Office. and authorization for Jaime Longoria to electronically sign any and all pertinent documents. Judge and Commissioners, this is an opportunity to go after a grant with the Bureau of Reclamation. It is designed to, we're trying to pilot a program where we would bring and capture potable water kind of out of thin air. We would have these hydro panels that would be deployed in these households that currently do not have connections to potable water, a potable water system. According to Community Commons, there's over 2,000 homes in Hidalgo County that lack complete plumbing facilities. Now that could be kitchen, running water in their kitchen, it could be running water in their bathrooms, but we figure out of those 2,761 homes, we would find 150 that would lack potable water running to their kitchen, and we're asking to do a demonstration project of 150 homes, apply for $1.4 million. Now, there is a 5% non-federal match. In the interest of full disclosure, I wouldn't be able to use my dollars to do that. There is a waiver available for that 5% match. Certainly I would apply for the waiver of that 5%, but I'm looking to apply for $1.4 million with a possible 5% match. Of course, I would come back to the court for that 5%. The application is due November, I think the November 7th, I think is.
Do you find that these people without running water are all kind of densely, like in one densely populated area, or are they completely spread out?
Completely spread out. My experience previously with the Secretary of State's office, prior to coming to the county, many of these folks who lack potable water, it's because of a deed situation where they don't have clear deed to their property. It was transferred by their grandfather or grandmother who has passed away years ago, or there's a family dispute that cuts off water access to them. So they live on the back part of the property, their family lives on the front part of the property, and there's no access to water. So they're living by having to go and find water and bring it back to their house for domestic use every day. These hydro panels are similar to solar panels. What they do is they capture water right out of the environment, and they provide drinking water. No other kind of water. They wouldn't be able to hook up washers or anything like that. But for drinking water, they'd be able to use these hydro panels for that.
Is that the guy from San Antonio?
Yes, sir. We're working together with this organization, but certainly there's other organizations that we would look to build this technology for us. There's currently projects going on.
It's amazing how those things work.
Yeah, there's currently projects in El Paso. There's also a project in Laredo and other places across the country that are using this technology.
And I appreciate that you're trying to create the solution for them, but my concern is that these would have a limited life.
Absolutely.
And at some point, we need to create a permanent solution.
That's right.
Some sort of permanent delivery of water, clean, sustainable, potable water for them to be able to use. So I appreciate the short-term solution, but the reason I was asking is, if we could get some push towards engineering that might help us develop these water plans and solutions for, perpetual resolution, and not just this, because this is going to be a nice little bridge toward a permanent solution.
Well, and the other part of that is there's also we also have families who are living in situations where they have substandard sized lots, and they may have a water well, Commissioner. So they have a septic tank next to a water well, and we certainly want to identify those families and get them off of that situation as well.
Okay. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners. Item 15C, discuss and consideration and possible action to approve the Community Services Block Grant State Discretionary Fund, contract number 612-4000-4316 for fiscal year 2024 in the amount of $1,428 from the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, with authorization for Jaime Longoria to electronically sign any and all pertinent documents.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Alex.
Ray, who else do we need to move up?
Judge, we do have the DBM staff here. Mr. Soto, I see Ms. Damaris, and I see Ray in the audience.
What item in the agenda is that one?
That would be item 20.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners, Dr. Belco.
What item is that?
20. Item 20, Judge.
Okay, go ahead.
Morning, Dagoberto Soto, Director of Budget Management for the record. Item 20A, approval of an updated Magic Valley Electric Co-op purchase and power agreement for the installation of 4 additional streetlights for Mayan Phase 3 located in Precinct 4. Recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 20B, approval of an AEP contribution and aid of construction agreement for the installation of 14 streetlights for Buena Vida Phase 1 and 7 streetlights for Buena Vida Phase 2 located in Precinct 3. Recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay, item 20C, I'll be reading A through E. A, discussion, consideration, and action to approve the use of ARPA funds on ARPA projects as per Exhibit A. B, approval of agreements between the County of Hidalgo and entities as per Exhibit B, with authority for the county judge as authorized official to sign the agreement. C, approval of budget amendments as per Exhibit C. D, approval to allocate ARPA funds for the Hidalgo County American Rescue Plan Act housing program. And E, approval of revised Exhibit C for the Hidalgo County Precinct 2 small repairs and rehabilitation housing project. I recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. You're all keeping up to date, meeting all the trigger dates and points, right?
Correct, Judge.
All that?
Yes, yes. For item 20, D1, at this moment, we are requesting no action. We will bring this in a nearby meeting. Okay, item 20D2, approval of certification of revenues by county auditor in the amount of $65,009.98 in relation to labor reimbursement received from the Raymondville Drainage Project and appropriation of the same. Recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And last item, 20D3, approval of 2024 appropriation of funds for the probate court judicial education and support fund in the amount of $10,024.08 to fund operating expenditures. I recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Soto, just real quickly, you will be filing sometime tomorrow morning the proposed budget, correct?
Yes, that needs to be filed with
Right,
the county
so
clerk.
we're just doing some last minute tweaks today, and I will get with you with respect to longevity pay.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Item 7, district courts. Sorry to make you wait.
Not a problem, Judge. Good morning. How are y'all doing, Commissioners?
Fine, good morning.
Melissa Flores on behalf of Judge Rene Rodriguez Betancourt. Today we have 2 items listed on the agenda in regards to our juvenile specialty courts. In item 7A, entitled 449 District Court Fiscal Year 2025 Lifelines Girls Juvenile Mental Health Court Program, we are asking for approval to ratify acceptance of award in relation to the fiscal year 2025 Hidalgo County Lifelines Girls Juvenile Mental Health Court Grant Program in the amount of $125,587.57 from the Office of the Governor Criminal Justice Division for the period of September the 1st, 2024 to August the 31st, 2025, with authority for county judge as authorized official to accept award electronically. 2, approval certification of revenues as certified by county auditor for the fiscal year 2025 Hidalgo County Lifelines Girls Juvenile Mental Health Court Grant Program in the amount of $125,587.57 and appropriation of the same. Request for approval.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 7B, entitled 449 District Court Fiscal Year 2025 Juvenile Drug Court Program. We are asking for approval to ratify acceptance of award in relation to the fiscal year 2025 Hidalgo County Juvenile Drug Court Grant Program in the amount of $131,321 with 1 cent from the Office of the Governor Criminal Justice Division for the period of September the 1st, 2024 to August the 31st, 2025, with authority for county judge as authorized official to accept award electronically. And 2, approval certification of revenues as certified by county auditor for the fiscal year 2025 Hidalgo County Juvenile Drug Court Grant Program in the amount of $131,321 with 1 cent and appropriation of the same. Request for approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much, Commissioners.
Thank you. Item 8A, District Attorney's Office.
Good morning, Commissioners. Judge Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 8A, requesting approval for fringe benefits and salaries exceeding the grant funding of $22,500 from the fiscal year 2024 DA State Supplement Grant Award to be reclassified to the District Attorney's Criminal DA General Fund account.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 8A, the Forensic Evidence Testing Grant. We're asking for approval to accept the grant award in relation to the fiscal year 2025 Forensic Evidence Testing Grant in the amount of $100,000 from the Office of the Governor, Criminal Justice Division for the period of September 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2025. We're also asking for approval of certification of revenues as certified by the County Auditor for the fiscal year 2025 Forensic Evidence Testing Grant in the amount of $100,000 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 8C, the DA Victim Assistance Program Grant. We're asking for approval to accept the Victim Assistance Program Grant number 2924307 in the amount of $1,179,480.25 from the Office of the Governor for the period of October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. We're also asking for approval of certification of revenues as certified by the County Auditor for the fiscal year 2023 VAP grant and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. I'm sorry, item
Yeah,
9A, we will be taking a no action, and that's for HIDA DOJ.
Okay. Thank you very much. Item 10A, Sheriff's Office.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Captain Rocky Serna, presenting on behalf of Sheriff J.E. Arrieta. We'll start item 10A, approve memorandum of understanding between the Allen County Sheriff's Office and constituent agencies of the Texas Anti-Gang Center, Rio Grande Valley, Texas, regarding equipment transfer MOU, authorization for county sheriff as authorized law enforcement official to sign agreement, seeking approval.
So move.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 10B, Sheriff's Office, JAG fiscal year 21 extension, authorization and approval for the county judge to sign the extension request for 6 months for the HCSO JAG fiscal year 21 grant. Current end date 9/30/24, new end date 3/31/25. Seeking approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 10C, Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant, JAG 1282. I'll be reading all 7 with your permission. Authorization and approval to apply for the fiscal year 2024 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant Program with the U.S. Department of Justice. 2, discussion, consideration, review, and approval of the program application narrative for the grant. 3, authorization for county judge to sign the required documentation. 4, authorization for the county executive officer to sign required forms required for fiscal year 2024 JAG program applications. 5, authorization for county judge to sign OMB number 40-0004 as authorized representative, AOR. 6, authorization for county sheriff to sign OMB number 4040-0013 as Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office Department Head. 7, authorization for the county judge to certify the required documentation and application under grants management system as authorized official, seeking approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
1 through 7.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 10D, Sheriff's Office AED grant application. Authorization and approval to apply for the AED grant with aedgrant.com. And 2, authorization and approval for the Hidalgo County Sheriff to sign as applicant, the application, and any related documents, seeking approval.
So move.
I'll second it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. Item 12A, Human Resources.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners. Erika Reina for the Department of Human Resources. Item 12A, I'm requesting a waiver of the following if applicable for the personnel items listed. I need action on item number 1, the Civil Service Commission Rules, Section 3.22, and item number 3, the Budget Amendment Policy, Personnel-Related Amendments.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 12B for WIC Department, approve the following actions effective next full pay period, September 23rd, 2024. The action is to delete slot 0197 at custodian 1 at a grade 1, and to change from part-time to full-time slot 0191 at custodian 1 at a grade 1. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 12C for the Health Department from the Public Health Infrastructure Grant. Approve the following action effective next full pay period, September 23rd, 2024. The action is to create slot 0010 Epidemiologist 1 at a grade 13. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item 12D for the Tax Office. Approval to create 6 temporary full-time positions effective October 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024 as follows. These are slots T270 through T275, the clerk 1s at a grade 1. This is the annual item that we bring in anticipation to the additional workload for the tax office, and I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Well,
Yes,
there's
sir.
an echo that thing. Are you having the same problem I'm having? Is there any, can we tell her to put it down the bottom or something?
Yes.
Good. We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, item 12E for
Better.
precinct 2. From Road and Bridge, approve the following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. The action is to create slot 0130, a truck driver 3, grade 8, and to create slot 0131 through 0132, a mechanic 3 at grade 10. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 12F for Precinct 1 from ARPA, approve of the following action effective upon Commissioners Court approval. The action is to create slot 0002, a Coordinator 2 Wellness Center at a grade 11, and item 12F2 is approval to revise the classified position list. In accordance with the action above, I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 12G for Precinct 4 from Road and Bridge. The action is to delete slot 0022 and Equipment Operator 2 at a grade 8, and to create slot 0124 and Equipment Operator 1 at a grade 6. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 12H for Facilities Management. Approve of the following action as per Exhibit A, effective next full pay period, September 23rd, 2024. Judge Commissioners, this is a reclassification that has been approved by the Classification Committee. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 12I for the 449th District Court. This is from the Juvenile Drug Court Grant and the Juvenile Mental Health Grant. Approve the following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. The action is to extend the supplemental allowance for slot 0002 in the amount of $6,000 from Department 11, Program 003, and $6,000 from Department 11, Program 004. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 12J for the 92nd District Court, approval to award a discretionary step for the employees listed below in accordance with HR criteria certification as per Section 8.03 of the Classification Compensation Plan, effective upon Commissioners Court approval. The action is for a discretionary step 2 for slot 0004, an Assistant Court Coordinator, grade 13. This is in accordance with policy. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Judge,
And
Ms.
item-
Erica, Judge, Commissioners,
Yes.
for the record, item K, the next item, Commissioner Fuentes will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action. Ms. Erica?
Thank you, sir. Item 12K, discussion, consideration, and action to set the health insurance plans and premiums for calendar year 2025. Judge Commissioners, we are proposing 2 plans for this year, which is a change for the county. We are proposing a base plan and a buy-up plan as well, which is similar to what many other local entities provide. The rates and tiers are attached to the agenda item. And I do want to note, we're keeping an option for employees to continue to have health insurance coverage at 100% without additional cost to the employee. So that remains one of the options. If this is adopted today, we are looking at hosting the mandatory enrollment process beginning early November. And we do have our consultant, Mrs. Ortegon, available as well in case there's any questions today.
Motion to approve?
I'll second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Let the record show that Commissioner Fuentes abstained from any discussion or action on this item.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Well, they try to check all the mics before they come.
Yes, sir.
I was having a problem trying to distinguish sometimes. Item 13A, Urban County.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. Marisa Garza, Director of Urban County Program. I'm going to start with 13A. Consider resolution authorizing the depository and designation of signatories for the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs Office of Colonia Initiative 2024 Self-Help Center Grant Program application and execute all related documents.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 13B, consider resolution authorizing Hidalgo County Urban County Program to submit a grant application to the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs Office of Colonia Initiatives 2024 Self-Help Center Program and authorizing the Hidalgo County Judge to execute all grant-related documents.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 13C, requesting authorization for Hidalgo County Judge to execute the grant closeout certifications and federal financial reports for the Home Investment Partnership Program.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank
Melissa.
you.
Item 16A, WIC.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, I will be presenting for WIC. Item 16A, requesting approval to transfer property from DSHS WIC Lactation Support Center Services Strategic Expansion Program, LSCS SEP, to the WIC Lactation Support Center.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
The second action item is the authorization for the county judge to sign all required documents.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge Commissioners, we have item B, the next 10 items, WIC Administration, Program 001, WIC Peer Counselor, Program 002, WIC Registered Dietitian, Program 012, WIC Lactation Services, Program 013, WIC Lactation Support Center, Program 017, WIC Extra Funding Summer Medic Meal Program, Program 020, WIC Extra Funding Text IN Internet Program 022, WIC Extra Funding Other Program 024, WIC Extra Funding Nutrition Education Program 027, and WIC SNAP Education Breastfeeding Program 028. They're requesting approval to accept the Health and Human Services Commission contract, the contract numbers for each of the ones that I've just mentioned. The first one for item Program 001 is $9.5 million for the contract period of October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. The second one, Program 002, in dollar amount is $1,281,000 for the period of October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. Program 12, $60,000 for the period of October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. Program 13, $50,000 from October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. Program 17, $350,000 for October 1, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. Program 20, the amount of $13,548 from October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. Program 22, in the amount of $54,868 for October from October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. Program 24, $398,000 from October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. Program 27, $60,000 from October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. And Program 28, $50,000 again for the same period, October 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. And each action item that I've read off is also asking certification of the revenues respectively for the dollar amounts that I have read.
Motion to approve item 16B.
In its entirety?
1 through 10.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Take item 17A, precinct 2, Commissioner Cantu.
Judge, Commissioners, with your permission, item 17 for Commissioner Cantu, he's requesting permission by the Little Oratory of St. Philip's Neri to use the Precinct 2 Regional Linear Park and Parking Lot to host a 5K event on Saturday, September 28th, 2024 at 7:30 a.m. Commissioner Cantu does recommend approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 18A.
Requesting approval of interlocal cooperation agreement between the City of McAllen and the County of Hidalgo by and through Hidalgo County Precinct 3 to contribute funds to assist in the development of the project to construct a center for urban ecology at Quinta Mazatlan, CUE in McAllen. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Good morning, Commissioners. Judge Belinda Reyes, item 19A for Precinct 4, AI 96673, requesting approval to rescind action on AI 96571 for the ICA or interlocal agreement between Hidalgo County and Region 1 that was approved on Commissioners Court of 9/3/2024.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item 2, requesting approval of 19A, number 2, requesting approval of interlocal cooperative agreement between Hidalgo County and Region 1 to assist and collaborate to provide adult education and literacy instructional services for the general community and their respective constituents at the San Carlos Endowment Center located in Precinct 4.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record and to be clear, the action item that was taken under WIC 16B 1 through 10, and the second action item, which was the certification revenues, Commissioner asked that Fuentes that be approved in its entirety. That included the appropriation of those dollars as well.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Item 21.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Mr. Garza for the Record National from the Purchasing Department. Agenda item 21A for County Judge's Office. 1. Requesting exception from competitive bidding requirements on the Texas Local Government Code 262.024A for a personal or professional service.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
B, acceptance and approval of a personal service agreement with Roel Rodriguez for consulting service related to county planning and economic development issues. I recommend to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21B for emergency management. 1A, requesting acceptance and approval of professional engineering service final negotiated agreement with Saints for the surveying services remote operations centers as ranked and approved by Commissioner's Court on August 20, 2024, agenda item 96366. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
For B, no action at this time. 21C for precinct 1.
Mr. Amezcua, Judge, Commissioners, we do have a public participation form from Ms. Fern McClarity on this next item.
Yes, I got a phone call. It says, who is this for? And again, aren't four-door pickups cheaper or something? We're looking at almost $64,000 at least. And our question is, can you answer who's this for? And what will it be done instead of a pickup?
Yep, Precinct 1 is requesting this purchase, and a lot of it is to transport materials that wouldn't be good for transporting outside. For example, microphones, equipment like that, electrical equipment, computers and things like that. This will also be used for us to go from location to location when we're traveling with more than just a couple of people, because this is a suburban. This is allow us to transport 3 or 4 people. We do anticipate more travel with this legislative session coming up and looking for water reclamation monies and other drainage monies as well.
Okay, well, they were just wondering why a pickup. I know now they're kind of big, 4 doors, 6 people in them, so.
But
I had to
traveling with
ask.
luggage and things like that, putting them outside, it's a little longer.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'm sorry, I need to read the 21C for precinct 1. May I, is requesting approval to purchase 2025 Chevy Suburban to Hidalgo County membership with tips from Lake Country Chevrolet, the total amount of $63,519.75. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
For the record, on item number 2, there is no action. 21D for precinct 2-1, requesting acceptance and approval of a final negotiated on-call professional surveying service agreement with S2 Engineering for project located within precinct 2 on as needed basis as ranked and approved by Commissioner's Court on September 3rd, 2024, agenda item 96594. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2, requesting acceptance and approval of a work authorization number 4 with an estimated cost of $157,881.22 as submitted by Project Engineer B2C Engineering to provide construction management service and construction material testing service for the construction of the Precinct 2 Recreational Trace Connectivity Project, McAllen Segment 2, with authority for the County Judge and Commissioners Precinct number 2 to sign all required documentation. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
3, requesting acceptance and approval of work authorization number 5 with an estimated cost of $172,075.10 as submitted by the Project Engineer B2C Engineering to provide construction management service and construction material testing service for the construction of the Precinct 2 Recreational Trace Connectivity Project, Hidalgo Segment, and Hidalgo Drainage Ditch Improvements with authority for the County Judge and Commissioner Precinct number 2 to sign all required documentation. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21E for precinct 3, 1, requesting acceptance and approval of change order number 8 for Ring Construction for the Mike 3 North Road project for material in the amount of $435,128.64 as recommended by the Project Engineer B2C Engineering. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2, requesting acceptance and approval of the final negotiated professional engineering service agreement with LNG Consulting Engineers for the Western Hidalgo County Loop project as ranked and approved by Commissioner's Court on September 3rd, 2024, agenda item 96580. I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
21A for precinct 4, 1, requesting acceptance and approval of the certification of construction completion for RDA Siting Concrete for the Hidalgo County Precinct 4 construction for Mile 17 Road and Stormwater Project with the final payment of $52,562.30 as recommended by Project Engineer, Hidalgo County Drainage District number 1.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21G for IT Department, 1, requesting approval to purchase software support maintenance service through Hidalgo County's membership with Omnia Partners from Inside Police Sector in the total amount of $75,523.30. Recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21H for Health and Human Service Department, 1A, requesting approval to work construction contract for the construction for Hidalgo County Precinct 3 La Mansión Health Clinic Project to the qualified lowest responsive bidder, A&A Villa Construction, for a total amount of $3,322,821 with 84 cents, subject to all procurement requirements with the authority to issue orders to proceed upon receipt of the required payment and performance bonds.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Be pursuant to Article 4.14 of the legal notice, requesting authority to waive minor technicalities for the submission requirements of the RFB receipt.
Motion to approve.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
21I for WIC program, 1, requesting approval to purchase computer accessories and extended service agreement to Hidalgo County membership with Omnia Partners from ODP Business Solutions in the total amount of $95,925.36. Recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21J for facilities management, 1, requesting acceptance and approval of the certificate of construction completion from SKO Elite Repair for the Auditor's Office interior improvements with the final payment of $188,014.63 as approved by the Director of Facilities Management.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21K for countywide, one requesting approval to award contract to the following qualified responsive bidder for pipes and related miscellaneous items: Agua Works Pipe and Supply and Rio Valley Pipe, DBA. Staff, I recommend to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you. Have a great day.
Item 22.
Judge, Commissioners, at this time, I'm going to ask if we could please go to closed session.
Okay. Pursuant to Chapter 551 of Texas Government Code, we'll be retiring to closed session to discuss items listed under Section 551.071, .072, .074, and .087. I have a motion to do so.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I have 11:53 a.m. Okay, we're back from closed session. I have 29 minutes after 12. Valde will step out in a minute. Our lawyer will step out in a minute. And we do have some action items.
Yes, sir. Judge, Commissioners, Judge, are we back in open session, Judge?
Yes.
Okay. So item 22A, there's no action on item 22A, 1, 2, 3, and 4. B has been acted upon, C has been done. Item D is, it is attached, presentation and acceptance of the 2023 audited financial report for the Hidalgo County Emergency Services District Number 3, and this is in compliance with Health and Safety Code 775.082B. Need action to accept the audited report, Judge?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item E is a request by Region 1 Education Service Center. They request this every year, and it's for the use of the Hidalgo County Courthouse for their 2025 Regional Mock Trial Competition to be held on Saturday, January 25th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item F is approval to accept the settlement check from Progressive Insurance Company in the amount of $8,685.45, and this will settle an auto accident claim with a county vehicle.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Item G, there is a public participation form from Ms. Fern McClarty. Item G is for the constables. This is the Tropical Texas Behavioral Health Center, Fund 1285. Ms. Fern?
Okay, my question is, I pulled up what y'all had in the paper. It showed the salaries of the elected officials and things. And I was checking why, I looked at the amounts that are coming in, because I have done a PIR. And the Constable Precinct 1 for 23, I don't have 24s because it's not over yet. They brought in $112,125. Precinct 2, Constable brought in $132,000.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but.
This is going to my question
Okay,
as to what this is.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and then the fourth one, he brought in, Precinct 4 brought in $94,000. Precinct 5, who is going, I understand, and my question is, we're going to take someone and put them or let them go over to tropical Texas to protect them or whatever
No, ma'am.
for security.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And my question on that is, I don't think that Precinct 5 has enough time or personnel to go do that, because they only brought in for the whole year $22,312 compared to the other constables. I said, okay, they make over, most of them make over $100,000, bring in $100,000. So my question was, if they, what is the reason, and can that precinct actually afford it right now, is the question.
So the action item before the Commissioners Court are the various contracts or agreements with Tropical Texas Behavioral Health Center, and this is to provide the service as per the agreement. The funding that's related to these are being is through Tropical Texas. This is not, the County of Hidalgo is not
Well, I understand that,
funding
because
any of
I
this.
did look the backup
Right.
and things.
And
I
so-
did see that the county
Right.
gets reimbursed.
Right, well, reimbursed in the sense that, yes, but we have already, there is a certification, which you will see certification of revenues by the county auditor, which is item 3, that certifies that they have received these funds for the individual contracts for the particular constable's offices to provide that type of service, and that includes the slot. Okay, I don't use,
Well,
okay?
precinct 3 wasn't on this, so I didn't know. I had
These
their
are
amount.
the only agreements in place right now are these 1, 2, 4, and 5.
Okay, well, my question was, could they really afford having one other, how many do they send to Tropical? And our thing is, I don't think they have enough.
Just answer the question, Vale, if you know, please.
Yes. These, right, that's why I said slots. From their, right, it's, thank you, Councilman, that's why I use the term slots, not employees, slots.
Okay.
So these are the additional. So we, Judge, Commissioner, so we do have for the various constables precincts 1, 2, 4, and 5 on the mental health officer program. Is approval to enter into interlocal cooperation agreements between Hidalgo County and Tropical Texas Behavioral Health for the fiscal year 2024, which is September 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2025, with authority for county judge as authorized official to execute the agreements for the following programs. I've just mentioned the mental health officer program. And precinct 1, $276,344.09. Precinct 2, constable $375,875.25. Precinct 4, $276,344.09. And precinct number 5, $185,802.66, as well as the safety and security services for precinct 1 of $94,011.65, and precinct 4 of $94,011.65. The companion action items would also be to approve the pay overtime reimbursable under the agreements, terms and conditions, and approval of certification of revenues by county auditor and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
So, Judge Commissioners, we have gone to close, come out of closed. So, under open session, 25A, there is, I'm sorry, 25A, there is no specific action to be taken or discussion. 25B, pending under potential litigation, no specific action or discussion to be taken. Item 25C, claim of Yesenia Morales. Judge Commissioners, I'd like some authority to make an offer in the amount of $65,000.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Now, item D is the notice of claim, Marisol Cantu Salinas. Judge Commissioners, for the record, this is, will be assigned and to the District Attorney's Office, Mr. Counselor Victor Garza.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item E is proposed consent order, DWC enforcement file number 35100, PRI number 397135, DWC audit number MBP-24-105. We will proceed as discussed and directed.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Judge Commissioners, we know we have no further action items. Please, a friendly reminder, our next Commissioners Court session is next week on the 24th. It is an afternoon session, 1:30 Greenwich District, 2 p.m. Commissioners Court, and that is the same date that we have the adoption of our budget.
I have a motion to adjourn.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.